Hey everybody, so today I'm gonna learn you how to make the lightning effect inside of Davinci Resolve without any plugins, baby! Let's get it! Now in order to perform this effect, you need to mask out the gun, and theoretically you could do this inside of Fusion. However, that is going to take you a very long time to do. So the first thing we're gonna do is actually leave Davinci Resolve. We are going to go to a website called Runway ML. Now this is a free way to rotoscope your videos. Obviously, if you have the studio version of Davinci Resolve, then you can just skip this and rotoscope your gun. But chances are, if you're watching this video, you don't have that and you still want to make this effect. So anyways, now what you need to do is find where you pull out the gun. Look at that, and all you have to do is just put a couple dots here and Runway will do its thing. Now something to understand is that you don't need to have a perfect rotoscope. So you can see right here that we're not perfectly on the gun, and that's okay because we are trying to make lightning, and lightning is not like, you know, just perfect. It's kind of everywhere. So this will help make the effect look great. Anyways, once you're done with that, all you have to do is hit done masking and export your video. Now, Runway has a paid version where you can export in 1080p, but we're just going to use this as a mat, so you only need the 720p version, which is in the free version, which is why you can do everything in this tutorial for free. So back to Davinci Resolve. We've got our rotoscoped green screen thing, whatever. We put it in here. The issue is it's green, so we got to fix that. What we are going to do is highlight both clips like so. We're gonna right click and then choose new Fusion clip. Uh-oh, where'd it go? Well, go into Fusion and find out. Now, if you're brand new to Fusion, this makes absolutely no sense. What this setup is saying right now, this gold arrow is your background and the green one is your foreground. So because we had it layered in the edit tab, the green screen was on top, making it the foreground. I don't like the way it's set up, so I always switch these things around to get things straight. Also, if you wanted to move this grid around, all you have to do is middle mouse button click, and you can use the plus or minus key to zoom in. Another thing we can do is right click this grid, go to arrange tools, and then check to grid, and look at this, it snaps into place, so it's all clean. Now, before we get started, it's important to label things because as projects get bigger, this gets more confusing. So we're just gonna label this by hitting F2 and then naming it foreground, and this node background. Cool. Let's get rid of this green. Put a little space between your foreground and your merge. Then hit Shift Space to bring up the select tool page and type in Delta Keyer. All you have to do is take this eyedropper tool, drag it over the green, and it goes away. Let's clean it up a little bit though. So while we have this Delta Keyer selected, hit 1 on your keyboard, and it brings it over to the second viewer window. The next thing we want to do is go into our inspector and change the view mode from final result to matte. Matte. What we want to do is go to the matte setting and adjust our threshold so that this area is only white and we don't have these random lines. There you go. I forgot to say this originally, but make sure you change the view mode back to final result. Now this isn't intuitive at all, but what you need to do is put a little space between your Delta Keyer and your merge. Then go over to effects in the top left-hand corner. Go to templates, go to Fusion, go to tools, and then select edge control. Drag that and drop it in between your Delta Keyer and your merge. You can see in the second viewer window, we have a little bit of an outline, but what we can do is hit 1 on our keyboard and it brings it over to the first viewer window, and now we can actually see the outline. Get rid of effects! So anyways, what you can do is kind of adjust your edge control settings. So bring up that blur size, maybe to like 2, 3, around that area. You could also adjust your gain, your gamma, but I'm not gonna do that. Guys, I'll be right back. I really have to pee. Okay, I'm back. So anyways, let's highlight our alpha edge, our delta key, our foreground element, put a little space between all of that. Okay, so the next thing that you need to do in your hotbar, if you look at this right here, look at my mouse! This is a fast noise node. So you can take that and just drop it in right here. And oh, look at that, a merge node appears and our fast noise. That's crazy, bro. Anyways, in your merge node, change your apply mode from normal to multiply. Then go into your fast noise and change your color from 2 colors to gradient. Now what you can do is adjust your seed rate. This is the animation level of your fast noise. And you can bring up your scale, your detail, and your contrast. And as you can see, look at this. We kind of have like a little bit of darkening happening. And that's what we want because this is going to give us a little bit of a flickering effect. Now it's kind of pointless to have both screens looking like this. So in your merge node 1, the main one, right? Change your apply mode to screen. Boom! Now we can easily see what the final result is gonna look like, but also at the same time, what we're doing over here. Anyways, under your merged node 2, we're gonna hit shift space to bring up the select tool page, and we're gonna type in displace, and we're gonna add that in. Now, nothing is going to be happening right now, but if you look over here, oh my God, another fast noise! We're gonna take that, drop it in, and you know what, just to keep things nice and, whatever. We're gonna keep our fast noises on the same side, and we're gonna take the output, connect it to the green arrow of our displace because that's the foreground element. And whoa, what happened? Something happened here, but nothing happened over here. And that's because if you look at our node tree, we still have merged node 2 in the second viewer window. So all we have to do is bring our displace over by selecting it, hitting 1 on our keyboard, and whew, okay, I said a lot of words, so I'm gonna try and slow things down here. All right, so
inside of our displace, we're going to change title from radial to XY. Bring your X and Y offset all the way down, and then slightly bring up your X and Y refraction. You can adjust this later.
I can't take it anymore! Go into your fast noise number 2 that's connected to your displace. Bring up that seed rate all the way. You could see we had a little bit of waviness happening. And this is going to be the actual distortion to your outline, creating the lightning effect. So what I like to do is kind of bring up my scale and my detail to get a crunchy looking effect to my outline. You can also adjust your contrast, but make sure you do it sparingly because as you can see, we're getting a nice looking crunch, but if we go too much, we're gonna get some major distortion happening. And actually, this isn't too bad. I would say this is bad, where it's going into itself. You don't want that! Let's take our node tree setup, put some space, 2 notches in between our displace and our merge. And in our displace, what we're gonna do is bring up the select tool page and type in soft glow. Oh, look at what's happening. Now, I like to bring up my gain kind of a lot, and you know what, I forgot. Let's bring it over to the second viewer window, and we can also adjust our glow size, but I don't really adjust it too much. The next thing we're gonna do is go into our hotbar and find this color corrector node. We're gonna drop that in, and this is how we're going to change the color of our lightning. You can easily select this color wheel, and oh, look at that. We can just drag it to whatever color you wanna add. You could also tweak your lightning. So what I mean by that is you can bring up your gain and your gamma to get something a little bit brighter. Let's just watch this back real quick. You can see it's moving a little too fast for my liking. So what you could do is go into your fast noise number 2 on your displace. Bring down that seed rate. And see, it's a little bit slower. Whoa! I forgot. We got all of that stuff we don't want. We're not going to pay attention to that right now because what we're going to end up doing is keyframing this in and out. So all that stuff in the beginning is going to get keyframed out. No, this is pretty good, but we can make it look even better. So what we're gonna do is copy everything under our delta keyer. Right click, copy. Let's put a little bit of space here, and we're just gonna hit paste. There you go. We're gonna connect this to that, and the main thing we're gonna do, we're gonna take our delta keyer output right here and connect it to our alpha edge. Now, all this did was duplicate what we did originally. However, the way that we're gonna make this look even better is by adjusting the settings in this node tree setup just slightly. So go into that alpha edge and bring down your thickness. Probably bring it around to 0.4. Let's also bring that into the second viewer window so we can see what we're doing. Now, in our first merge node, what we're gonna do is adjust our fast noise settings just slightly. If you are in love with it for whatever reason, what you can do is change your seed, and this is just a different algorithm type, but keeping it still the same, so not everything aligns the same. But you wanna just adjust everything ever so slightly so it's a little bit different. The setting that is going to change the overall look the most is your displace and second fast noise. Start with that second fast noise. You could bring up that seed rate, and oh, look at that! So much crunch! You know, just kind of bring all your settings down or up just enough, so now we have 2 lines happening, and we can also go into our displace and adjust those settings just a little bit. For your glow and color corrector, you probably don't want to change any of these settings since it's lightning and you want it to be the same color and whatnot, so don't touch it! But the main thing we have to do now is figure out where we want this to start. I would say probably when we pull out the gun, right around here. So what I'm going to do is bring up my merge nodes at the very bottom, connecting to my main pipeline. And I am going to add a blend keyframe for both of them and bring it all the way down. So now we can't see anything. And then as we get closer, we're gonna have the lightning come in, probably right around here. So what I'm gonna do is bring my blend all the way up for both merges, and look at that, it is keyframed in. Whoa, the anticipation. Yeah! Probably want to keyframe this out now, so we're gonna add another blend keyframe for both merge nodes, and then just move a couple frames over and make it 0 once again. Now, if you wanted to add some motion blur to your video, you probably don't want your lightning to have motion blur. So put it before all of this good stuff you got going on. Bring up that select tool page, type in optical flow, bring it up once again and type in vector motion blur. Now you got motion blur to your video. At this point, your computer's gonna hate you, so just render it out. Look at that lightning. The last thing we gotta do is add some music. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. So yeah, music YouTube starting pretty soon. Gonna be on Spotify. Anyways, gotta go. Make sure you like and subscribe if you found this helpful. Goodbye. Have a nice day.